Hello, family. Happy Friday. Um, wow, I feel like I look a little bit younger. I just came back from my chiropractor appointment and whoa, he got the best adjustment in my neck I think that I've ever had in my whole entire life. I can't even tell you how many places it cracked in, but like, man, if you're in the San Diego area and you want to check out, OB Chirocare. Like this guy is completely amazing and has just the capacity to really help you heal instead of having to resort to other extreme things like surgery and stuff like that. And I'm really wanting to come back, to better than I was before the accident. And I love the fact that he wants to see the progress too. And every day he's like, how's your progress? How's it going? And it makes me motivated to make sure I am doing the things like stretching and massaging myself and making sure I'm drinking tons of water. He wants me to ice, but it's hard to get ice here in the bus. So that's a little bit difficult. So, yeah, I made some tea, sipping on my Earl Grey. It's a really big cup. Oat milk. It's really good. If you've never had oat milk as a non dairy creamer, this is a barista blend oat milk. It's made especially for like hot drinks. I just shake it really good and it gets super frothy. So this is basically like a milk tea latte. It's just delicious. And I put some coconut sugar in there. Earl Grey. So now I'm going to roll a split. What else has been going on in my existence experience? Yada, 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 yada. Well, these cats are going loco. I'm pretty sure Litu is just about done feeding them, the babies, because she does not let them near her stomach anymore. Like, she'll find places that she can go where they can't really get access to milk, which I was wondering how it was going to happen. I was wondering if it was going to be an organic thing where they weaned off organically, or if I was going to have to do something, because I don't know. Like, I guess lions in the wild. I mean, that's the closest thing that we have to like a natural example of like how a mother acts with her cubs or her kittens. And so I imagine since they do stay together in the same pack, the mother just eventually is like, nope, I've had enough. I'm going to growl at you and I'm going to swat at you until you get away from me and stop trying to eat off of me. But like, since she's been breastfeeding, it's like, so we're going through so much food. So it'll be interesting to see if she cuts back on her diet now that she's not feeding them as much. But I noticed that after I give her wet food, she's a little bit more open to feeding them. So I wonder if I should just cut off the wet food altogether. But then that's not really, really nice at all, because I mean, the wet food is closer to real cat, what they would eat in the wild, than um, the dry food. The dry food's like, I don't even know why anybody came up with the idea of dry pet food. It's like so far from what any animal eats in the wild. Let's just take this meat and suck all of the hydration out of it and add some fillers. Yeah. So that's cat food. Well, I could go the all natural route, but at this point in my life, I am unable to really just afford all that stuff. And I saw a video on TikTok of this lady who spends $6 per meal on her pet, giving it all the raw stuff, even like sardines, duck meat, raw quail eggs, all that cool stuff. And that is amazing to be able to do that for your pet, because I mean, yeah, like I said about the dry cat food. What the fuck is that? Uh, you can't even like sometimes mask the dry cat food with like grease. I made a burger the other day and there's a little bit of beef grease in the pan and I poured it over their cat food and they didn't even want that. Like I couldn't even trick them to eating the dry food with that. I leave dry food out all day long and it never gets eaten until I dump the can of wet food on it and then they all go ham. They go ham for the can. Is your cat like that too? But it's not my fault. Like you have wet food out all day long. You could just be munching and grazing, but they or dry food. They don't want that. So but it is so cute watching them all eat together. I love it. All the family activities. Saw Dan yesterday morning. He helped me fix the latch on the back door of the bus because somehow the screws all popped out of it and it was all wiggly like it was going to fall off. And obviously we need to be able to shut the back door because that is the door of our bedroom. So it was interesting seeing him. He's doing fine. He doesn't really share much with me in regards to how he's feeling or like what he's really going through emotionally. So I don't really know and I can't really speak for him. All I can do is make assumptions and I don't want to do that because it just takes me into like a really stupid place where I'm like creating all these stupid made up stories in my mind of what he could potentially be doing and thinking and feeling, and I really don't have any fucking idea what's going on or why all of this is happening. So I'm gonna stop making assumptions, stop making like seeing down these low vibrational timelines, because that's what gets me, is seeing down the low vibrational timelines, not the highest timeline. The highest timeline is the grandest thing in the world, you know? It's like, oh yeah, yeah. We are on the highest timeline. Who really knows what that means or what's going to happen? But we just got to hang in there. It's not easy. It's not easy always being optimistic. It's not easy like pushing through even though you're experiencing so much density energetically in the form of emotions. Oh man, you know, land is life, but it's a roller coaster ride, so we can't always expect it to be like amazing, because you look around and it wouldn't be realistic if you were just prancing around all day long pretending like nothing was going on, nothing was wrong in the world. That would just be the biggest fantasy. So it's important for us to have the full experience both ends of the spectrum. You know, maybe one day people say this bad thing about Aquariuses, about being non-attached. Oh man, I feel like it might be like the opposite for me in this lifetime, because it's funny, people's like, oh, you're Aquarius, you're so non-attached, and then I just love so hard that I guess I just like get really, really attached. And it's been one of my biggest things in my lifetime to really work through, is understanding that like this is a journey, and it's a journey that you're actually meant to do alone with God. It's not necessarily a journey that you're meant to like latch on to other people and drag them around for your journey, because they need to have their own journey too. So allowing others their experience is a big deal, and we don't know why things happen, but sometimes they just like slap us in the face, and like God's like, oh, you guys aren't going to be together anymore, so let go of that attachment, and let go of the attachment of having a husband, and let go of the attachment of having a divine masculine in your life, because it's not happening right now. And letting go of that attachment has been hard. It's just like any other addiction, you know? It takes however long to wean yourself off. Like, whatever it takes, you know? Like, what are you addicted to? Like, what do you find yourself thinking about the majority of the day? Those are the things that the divine is saying, like, maybe it's time to let go, because attachments are unhealthy. Because if we can live in the present moment of now with no attachments, like, that's it. But still, in the back of my mind, I have thoughts about my situation and what's going on. And slowly but surely, like, it won't be that way. But I mean, you know, the flow of consciousness of thoughts that go through your brain like never really stops. You just have to learn to be the observer and not be attached to them. So like when I have a thought come through about how my relationship didn't work out and how I'm here alone and how I want someone to give me a massage, instead of like holding on to that thought and dwelling on it, and then allowing it to like emphasize the pain in my back, emphasize the pain in my heart, emphasize my loneliness, I'll just let it pass, because like whatever, I've done enough of thinking about all that shit, you know. It's time to put my energy in other baskets. God knows that I'm sad about Dan leaving, right? The whole universe knows that Stacy is sad about this transition. But you know what? It's not really that sad. And that's why, you know, I know that the divine is rooting for me. The divine is rooting for all of us, because it's not sad. It's just kind of like another level, you know? If we just all like looked at our lives as a video game and understood that, like, if you were playing a video game and you had this like little like a romance in the video game, and then all of a sudden like they had left and went on their own journey for another path, you wouldn't be like, don't leave me. You'd be like, oh, I'll see you later on in the journey, I'm sure. I love you, our hearts will meet again, you know? It's just divine timing. But this media with the phones and things, we're just like so like, here now, I need it now, I need it now. And in the grand scheme of things, we don't need anything right now like that. We could just be patient and allow the universe to give us what we need in every single moment. So it's like maybe sitting here, since I'm alone, and I've been alone since yesterday morning. That's what the universe is bringing me, you know? So maybe if we could all just like calm down, take a moment, be here present, allow the present moment to extend, you know? I read this novel one time. It's called, or it was a play. It's called Waiting for Godot. So it's like you just wait for God to show up. What if you could spend one whole day not being the one doing, not being the one messaging, not being the one reaching out, not being the one going somewhere looking for something, searching, trying to figure it out? What if you could just be the one being for one full day and see what the universe brings you? Allow it. I'm just going to be today. I've already got a message from one of my friends. Maybe she'll stop by. The key is leaving it open and not being suggestive. So allowing her the opportunity to have the divine guidance to come here, rather than being like, hey, do you want to come here? Like me planting that idea and stopping her experience. So, like if she's like, I'm on my way, then I'll know that I was not impeding on her experience and she was actually meant and divinely guided to come here today. So it's interesting to see in that way what people are guided to do, because otherwise you don't know, and then you are kind of taking control. So I don't know. I hope this little chill sesh helped you out. I hope it resonated. I hope that if you're going through some of the same things I am, you can just kind of try to be present today, and allow the guidance to just guide you. Don't make a list of things that you need to do. Boom, 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 boom. I got to get all this done and be robotic and just get everything done in life, because that's like the basic, that doesn't really leave any wiggle room for spirit to come in and give you a blessing. Let it flow. Between each task that spirit guides you to do, get back into your heart and meditate again and see what brings you the most joy to do next. It doesn't have to be the dishes. You don't have to do those today. You could do those tomorrow. I love you. And I hope you have a brilliant day. See you next time.